What is going on, gunfighters? Saddle up for another episode of Gunfighter Life. We're going to talk about Ruger semi-autos today. Like the modern day philosophers, the black-eyed peas might say, where is the love? You know, I'm not big on most modern music, whether it is rock or pop or even country, because most of it's about getting drunk and going to clubs or honky-tonks and doing sinful stuff and has horrible lyrics. But that is actually a fairly contemporary song that has pretty good morals and ethics in the lyrics. So the Black Eyed Peas, where is the love? Anyway, to get back on topic, where's the love for the Ruger semi-autos? They're American-made, affordable, semi-automatic handguns. And I'm mostly talking today about the full-size to mid-size. I'm not talking about like the Ruger LCP. Those are pretty well-known in their circles for what they're for, a pocket gun. But I'm talking like full-size, duty-size or mid-size, semi-automatic handguns by Ruger. Let's take a look first at the Ruger Security 9. And I'm on the Ruger website to give credit where it's due. It's a duty-sized, full-sized handgun at 9mm, as most things today are. It's really not that remarkable as far as the tilting barrel Browning design. I have actually quite a bit of experience with these handguns. And even I tend to kind of forget about them. But, yeah, they're a good, solid handgun. So looking at the specs here, and there's different models, but I'll just start with the first model they have on their page, the 3810. And it's 15 plus 1, good capacity. The weight is 23.8 ounces. That's a good weight for that size handgun. Actually fairly light, which I like if you're looking for a decent carry gun. Slide width 1.02 inches. It's a good slim gun. Twist rate 1 in 10 right hand. That's actually really good twist rate. It's got a lot going for it. And MSRP, it lists on their website at the time of this recording in the year of our Lord 2023, 9/8, $469, which means you likely could get it for cheaper. That's MSRP, $469. It's a good price. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller, but you don't want to go uber small, super subcompact, you know, like a Ruger LCP or a pocket gun, they make the Ruger Security 9 compact. This one says Compact Pro. It comes with steel tritium sights. That's pretty cool. That's, you know, steel tritium sights are kind of the standard for a, you know, defensive handgun. $669. That's a good price. So you see there, you got a good defensive compact option. It's, you know, 10 plus 1 capacity. They make an option with a, you know, laser on the grip, which I'd skip that. I'm not a big fan of those. They have a couple of different options, just minor variations. Here's the really cool variation. They make it an FDE, because, I mean, life's too short to carry an ugly gun. Why not get it in FDE? They make a couple of even more Gucci models with, you know, different colors, but FDE, I'm a big fan of FDE, actually for practical reasons. If you're concealed carrying a gun, I don't know about you, but I don't often wear black pants and a black shirt. And my skin color is more of a flat dark earth, right? So if I want something to blend in to conceal, I like the flat dark earth color. A couple of other notable things. Now, I said I had some experience with these guns in like a professional role. When I was a commander of a tactical team, I actually had somebody that carried one of these, you know, and that was a commander of a tactical team to stop active shooters. I had guys, I had to let them carry what they wanted as long as it could pass. And a lot of guys didn't pass despite the gun. It was a hard, demanding course, a hard, demanding qual. And just to give you an idea, our just initial training was, you know, over 2,000 rounds a week. Just for our initial training. A lot of guns, you know, they don't cut the mustard. One of the guys made it through and was employed for quite a long time, and until he decided he wanted something else, he carried a Ruger Security 9. that should say something. And I know from dealing with the Ruger, 9mm handguns, they tend to have pretty good barrels. And what's unique about this is you might think it's a polymer striker fired handgun, but wait, it's not. It's actually hammer fired. It's internal hammer fired. It has a pretty good trigger pull. Smooth. It's not a 1911 for sure, but it's a smooth, decent trigger pull, and it's different than a lot of polymer striker fired handgun triggers. So although at first glance it may look like a Glock clone, it's really not. It's not a polymer striker fired at all. It's a hammer fired gun. I don't know if it's true double action only or partially cocked with the operating. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've worked on one, but I was impressed with the simplicity and the kind of simplicity and just it's a good design. The Ruger Security 9. Now there is another kind of full size, duty size, or compact carry size Ruger semi-automatic handgun. And that is the Ruger American. Named probably, I think this came out after the Ruger American rifle, which has done quite well. And they make a Ruger American rimfire and that Ruger American rifle. It's not my favorite because I like a controlled round feed bolt action if I'm doing any kind of hard, nasty work, hunting, guiding. But as far as push feeds go, it's accurate, it's affordable. It's, I think, the same action as the basis for their Ruger Precision rifle, which is kind of known for a really good, accurate, affordable rifle. Building on that name, I think they make the Ruger American handgun. Again, on the Ruger website, the first model that pops up, kind of their base model of this, I think, is the 8605. MSRP of $689. So a little bit more than your Security series, but that's not an expensive handgun as far as good, reliable handguns go. Let's look at the specs on this sucker, and we got slide width 1.05, so a little bit wider, but probably imperceivable to you. But it's still a good slim handgun. Weight 30 ounces. It's a little bit bigger girl, right? She weighs a little bit more. We got 1 in 10 right hand twist, and again, I think Ruger makes some pretty good 9mm handgun barrels. And then it's a 17+1 capacity. So, and some other things that stand out, it looks like it has some pretty good ergonomics. I have some experience with this one as well. This one, I believe, is a polymer striker fired handgun. So this is kind of the Me Too of the Ruger wanting to be polymer striker fired handguns. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a proven system. Black nitride finish. Now, a lot of people don't really know. They just see a shiny black finish and they think that it might be blued. Bluing, if you're into like cool antique collectible firearms, cool, but nitride is just a really good impervious finish, especially if it's done well, like a QPQ process of nitride. Nitride is really, really good. It may look like bluing, but it is not bluing. It's pretty cool that they put a nitride finish on there. I wouldn't be really concerned about it being able to hold up to the elements. I'm just kind of going through their specs here. And kind of a big thing on both these handguns is they're made in America. They make it in 9mm. They also make a 45 ACP model. So if you're looking for like a modern polymer striker fired handgun in 45, and you don't want to go with a Glock or something like that, an M&P, you might check this one out. I think there's a lot less competition in the market in the 45 auto world for polymer striker fires. There's a few, but nowhere near as many as a 9mm. Ooh, I see here they even make a competition model, and I'm a fan of long slide handguns. I think they shoot better. I think they handle better. And it's really cool. They make a long slide. I did not expect that. But they make like a long slide competition kind of model. And here's the kicker on that. Optics ready. If you were looking for a good American made, kind of budget, get into competition, here you go. Optics ready. Long slide. I would assume it meets the criteria for carry optics division. Made in Prescott, Arizona. So, yeah, it's got a lot going for it. And let's see what the MSRP is. $689 for that model. That's actually really, really good for a competition long slide optics ready gun. $689 MSRP, which means you could likely find it cheaper. I'd probably go with that model even if I wasn't looking to shoot in competition, because I want optics ready and I carry a strong side belt. So however long the barrel is doesn't really matter to me. And I get the added benefit of the extra velocity, the extra ability to maneuver that slide around to clear malfunctions. There's a lot of benefits to that if you're carrying that way. Not the gun for you if you carry appendix or something, but the way that I carry, I prefer long full-size guns anyway. And that one comes optics ready. That's pretty cool. I should mention they also make a compact model. So if you're looking for, if this appeals to you but you want a more concealed carry kind of handgun, they make two models. They make the without safety and with thumb safety. That's up to you. There's benefits and detriments to both. But they do make a compact model. And that's going to be compact. You know, it's not going to be uber subcompact like a micro compact, which I think you give up more than you gain, generally, when you go to those. And Ruger also makes some really good 1911s. I'm just going to mention those in passing here. I probably should do a whole episode on Ruger 1911s, but for a good entry-level American 1911, they're really, really hard to recommend anything else. If for the price, for the money, you know, American-made 1911. But Ruger semi-autos, don't forget about them. You know, they're, as much as people talk about like Taurus and stuff, if you offered me a Taurus, a G, whatever, and you offered me like a Ruger American or a Ruger Security 9, I'd probably go with the Ruger. It's American. I trust it more. I trust Ruger. I have really beat the crap out of some of their guns, and they've always taken care of me. And this is no sponsors, no brand loyalty here. I'm just saying from my past experiences, I would rather deal with Ruger than deal with Taurus. Number one, because they're American. I'll apologize for loving America. Like, for instance, I think Canik makes a good handgun. They really do. I'm not going to lie. The Canik Rival is a phenomenal handgun for the money. It's also made by Turkey. Turkey is majority Muslim. A lot of Muslims want to cut your head off with a dull knife. I'd rather not give money to people of that kind of inclination. You do what you want. But why not buy American when you can? Anyway, thanks for listening to Gunfighter Life, the podcast where we talk about guns and gunfighting the right way with God Almighty at the center, Judeo-Christian values, and real-world first-hand experience. I appreciate that you listened here today. If you did, hopefully you like, subscribe, and follow the show. Leave a review, hit some stars, whatever. I appreciate you. If you really have come back, I consider you part of the tribe. Hopefully you consider yourself part of the tribe and you want to follow, subscribe to the show. Also, if you found the content valuable and you want to support the show, consider going to Patreon. There should be a Patreon link in the show notes. With that, gunfighters, until next time. Oh, never mind. I almost forgot the tactical tip and the tactical verse of the day. How could I? The tactical tip of the day. If you're into competition and you're serious about competition, likely you're reloading or you're going to start reloading. Right? If you're serious about like winning competition. One thing you can do, tactical tip, whatever your gun is that you're going to compete with, take the barrel out and the ammunition you're going to shoot in competition, inspect it visually every round. Drop it into the chamber, make sure it flows in and out of the chamber easily. Greatly reduce your malfunctions in a competition, which is a big deal, especially if you're trying to win. So taking out, let's say you've got your bulk box of reloaded ammunition, you take one out, you inspect it, you drop it in the barrel, and then you put it in your ammunition box. You look for the primer, make sure it's seated properly, not too deep, not sticking out. You know, make sure it doesn't have any crazy gouges or anything in it. All that stuff. Drop it in and out of the chamber, make sure it flows. You'll find that some are sticky. Save those for practice. If it causes malfunction in practice, no big deal. So that's your tactical tip of the day. Your tactical verse of the day. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. On you I wait all the day. With that, thanks for listening. Have a blessed day.